Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome, friends and family from around the world to the Energetic Life Now show. I am your host, Eric Stenlake, and it is an absolute honor and privilege to have you here with us. I want to give a big shout out also to the Empowered Family Network. Welcome, you guys. Great to have you here with us as well. Now, whether you are catching this show for the first time, you are a returner, or you're going to catch in the replay, I just am sending a huge, warm, energetic life now. Warm welcome to you and gratitude and love. And thank you for being here. Today's show is being shown on the Spanglish World and her networks on Zingo TV, channels 250 and 251. Please remember when you download the Zingo TV app, it is free for your iOS and Android devices. And when you download it, please leave us a comment, a like. We really appreciate that. It's so much fun. The app is free, of course, and Zingo TV is also available on the Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire TV sticks, Roku sticks, and on all smart TVs 2016 and forward. Listen, friends and family around the world, you know me, Energetic Life Now show. I got a lot of energy. I'm vibing. I'm loving life. I'm in it, and I love it. And I'm so grateful for my dear friend, Dr. Michelle, back in the spotlight on the Energetic Life Now show. Dr. Michelle, listen, great seeing you, my dear friend. How are you?
I am great and grateful. Happy to be here to share with you and your viewers.
Thanks. So, Dr. Michelle, for people that do not know who you are and why I'm so excited about the amazingness that you are, that you embody, and that you give out, give us a little details about who you are, what you do, and that title right above you that says Elevate Your Life.
Yes, elevate your life. I am all about it. Okay. I am Dr. Michelle Odette Green. I am a dual elite certified neuroencoding specialist. I'm also a brain health trainer, happiness for no reason trainer, and I am an author. I'm the author of the book Be Successful for Life, Elevate Your Thoughts, Words, Actions, and Results. And more importantly, I am a wife, a mother, and a grandmother. And so the work that I do is all about helping people to elevate their life, to empower their lives, if you will, so that they can have more success and fulfillment in their life. And I love your show title, Moving from Alive to Thrive. Yes, so that's what I'm all about, helping people to thrive.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And how fitting that your title, Elevate Your Life, happens to come on the day as I'm working in the middle schools this week. We're doing College Readiness Week and Elevate Your Life, and it's our alma mater day. So big shout out to GCU in Phoenix, Arizona, and the men's basketball team that elevated this week. Had a great matchup against Alabama and showed a really great game there and did so well. So thanks, GCU, for all your fun within the tournament and your success. We're so proud of you for that. So today, Dr. Michelle and I, now we love the topic of mindset and psychology. Matter of fact, we'll just call each other and we'll say mindset, and boom, we are in and we are talking and we begin sharing and we just have conversations. So we thought it would be a great idea to bring all this to the Energetic Life Now family, the Elevate Your Life Now families, and the Empowered Network families around the world. This is just a fabulous opportunity because we don't get to see each other that often. So it's just so elated that we get to be here with each other. So, Dr. Michelle, mindset. That word mindset, do you have off the cuff a definition that is your go-to fave for the word mindset?
I do. Mindset to me is about how you think. But I really don't like to use the word mindset. I will tell you why. I'd like to look at it from a psychological perspective and use the word psychology. Psychology meaning how you think about yourself, how you think about others, and how you think about the world around you. And with your mindset, though, I do want to go to when we think about mindset. my mentor, he likes to say that means that your mind is set on something. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? Because that can focus your attention to where you want to go. And at the same time, the reason I like to broaden that a little bit more with psychology is because really your psychology boils down to your identity. And your identity really determines where you're going to go. Those core beliefs that we have, again, the psychology, all of that sets our identity, and we will never rise above the level of our identity. So you may have your mind set on a particular thing, but if your identity is not in alignment with that, no matter how much you think you're going to do something, you're going to come to that brick wall because your identity is not really aligned with that perspective, if you will. So I hope that makes sense to you. That is how I look at it. And I want to add one last thing to it. So think about let's do a triangle. I like a triangle. I drew out a triangle last night. And in that triangle, I had the word psychology, or I have the word psychology, and then I have the word core beliefs. And then with that triangle, at the tip, I have yourself. And then at one angle, I have others. At one angle, I have the world. And then I broaden it out a little bit more to talk about how you think about those things will determine how you feel about those things, will determine your choices related to those areas, if you will, which will then cause you to act or behave in a certain way. And the behavior will dictate your results. So I drew this out in a diagram to set up a framework that I already teach, but I wanted to just draw it out so people could really visually see the mindset, if you will. Look at that, look at that, look at that play on words. Just the thought behind that whole framework, if you will. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely, 100%. And I just drew it out. So, friends and family at home, you guys should be grabbing a piece of paper in your journal and writing this out. Make that triangle, psychology in the middle, self, others, the world around you at the points, because that is just absolute gold. I love models. Models help me with that visualization of what I'm trying to do. So, thank you so much, Dr. Michelle, for sharing that with us as a teaching point that you have. I love that you went into the psychology and talked about the mindset, the belief systems and structures around that, because I think that when we look at the belief systems and we incorporate that psychology into self, others, and world around us, I think that's where we either are successful, we on the flip side can struggle, or we're in growth or in progress of awareness. If we were to put it like a timeline on that, you're getting ready to jump in there. I can see it. She's ready. She's ready. Right. So this is why we love each other. And so we have this timeline of that belief system and structure, and we can be at various pinpoints of that life journey, if you would. If you've got a map and you're putting pins in that map, like, hey, we're going from here to there, and I'm putting pins along the way to document my journey or plan it out. This is where that process of growth happens.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And I was not. I was just focused in initially when you said that. You see, I'm ready to jump in. I was focused on the word awareness
Mm,
because awareness to me is so key to any and everything. Once you become aware how you think, once you become aware how you feel, what makes you tick, then you can do something about it. As long as you're not aware, and it's in your blind spot, if you will, you can't do anything about it. So awareness, I just light up when I hear that word because I know the power of awareness.
mm. Yes, yes. Thank you, Dr. Michelle. That is so key, right? I mean, horses were meant to have blinders, not humans, right? We've got to pull those off to be able to see as far peripherally as we can, and as much that's out in front of us that's coming at us or where we're going, to have that awareness of how we're going to get there. What are we going to do? What steps are we going to take? And then being able to go after that, right? So you and I both know, as brain health trainers, right, with Dr. Amen and his content there. We love that content, and we love looking at the brain as a supercomputer, right?
Mhm.
um, and some of us have circuitry that's firing, and our downloads are up to date. We have all the latest gear and gadgets within our supercomputers that we need to function. A lot of times we don't, and so we need to look at our iOS. I call, like, I mean, if you've got a smartphone, we're on iOS. I don't know, where are we, 17 point something something something, right? In the same thing in us is our internal operating system, our
Yes.
iOS, our internal operating system. And I love how you were saying the alignment, and you and I both know that the alignment of what we're thinking and feeling, we've got to make sure that we have the most up-to-date information, that we can align our internal operating system to be absolutely where we want it to be, in order for us to truly become who we were created to be. And
Yes.
so
Yes.
with that, we take a look. If we're using the computer as a model here, if we're using that, what's our memory card look like? How up to date is our memory card? Meaning, do I remember the success I've had in the past when I was doing this thing?
Mhm.
Right? This is the psychology, believe over self. I could do that, right? Or do I forget that and I need to upgrade that memory to take me back and understand where I was before, what I need to do now to go further, faster, as Joseph McClendon says,
Mhm.
and understand where I am within that memory card. And there's the graphics card, and this is really great, right? Because to me, the graphics card is, I plug this in, and by the way, I've learned a lot over the years with all of this from my own children as they've built computers and done all this. The graphics card, really looking at what is the imagery that I see? What is the imagery that I create within the graphics? Right? You and I, we remember the first computer systems coming out when we were in school, right? And we had these big, gigantic floppy disks that were like 5 inches, and stick them in, and you had to make sure nobody was on the telephone so we could dial into the to the internet, right? We remember the early graphics of what people looked like in the images. Faces were all blurred. It was pixel dotted, right? Now, today, these graphics that we see, we're like, oh my gosh, this person looks like they're sitting here in the living room with me. The graphics are so amazing, right? And so, do I have an uploaded, a recent download, if you will, of graphic of images of where I'm going and how I'm going to get there? I've just said a whole heck of a lot right here, Dr. Michelle. Dive in here. You thank God you were taking notes, because I'm like, okay, where were we? Jump in here, Dr. Michelle. Take us to new heights. Elevate our lives with all this information right here.
Yes, yes. Well, I'm going to break it down just a little bit, and then I'll let you jump back on it. Okay. So you went there, you dated me, right? Okay. Yes. So I went to when I was in college, I took a programming class, right? And so I took a programming class, and in that programming class, we learned code. Okay. So we were learning code, inputting that code. So I want to take it back to how we initially got our coding. So we can talk about how we can neural encode or re encode ourselves, right? So we know from the time we were in our mother's womb that we started being encoded at that time, if you will. The code, the downloading was happening, right? And so there's that imprinting age from about, just say, 0 to 7, where you're just like a little sponge and you're taking in everything that you see around you. You know, your family is your first social group, if you will. Your parents, your siblings, your relatives, the people who come into your atmosphere, and you're literally absorbing all of that information and you're being coded, if you will. You're being programmed. So most people hear it as you're being programmed. And by the time you're 7, it is believed that your program is set. All the coding that will actually show up in your life later has been really set. You don't understand it as an individual because you were oblivious. You were just taking everything in. Like I said, back to that little sponge, just a sponge, gathering all that information. So now, as an adult, and we're acting out our lives, and things are coming up, and we're responding or we're reacting to those things, why are we acting or reacting in the way that we do, or in the ways that we do, if you will? So going back to what you were talking about, we, our beliefs were set in those early years, and the good news is that all of that can be changed. If you're not getting the results in your life that you want, you can look at, okay, if I'm not getting the results, what beliefs am I really carrying around? You know, they talk about, let's just talk about something simple. And I'm going to have you chime in on this. I'm going to ask you a question. You hear about people who have beliefs around not earning a lot of money. What do you think they saw in their childhood early on, or heard in their childhood early on, about money, and they're not able to earn a certain amount of money? So I'm turning it over to you to answer that question.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it comes from that place of scarcity and being in the mindset or the belief that this is all that we're going to earn. This is all that we're capable of earning. This is all that we will ever have. Don't ask for anything. Like if we go to the store, you can look, but don't touch because I swear, no, don't even ask because the answer is going to be no, right? To little kids, right? And I'm speaking from my own experience here. And so in that scarcity, we build this belief system that now that I'm an adult, well, I'm only going to have this much, so I just got to figure out how to make it work and just live
Right.
within what I'm used to.
Right. So here are a couple that I heard growing up. Money don't grow on trees. Like, money don't grow on trees. Don't ask me for no money because it don't grow on trees. Well, I learned that it's made out of trees. So let me get me some trees, right? And then also, what do you think? Do you think I'm made of money? Made of money. You're my mom, right? Mom stands for made of money. So you're supposed to have some money, right? So yeah, made of money. So I brought that up to say the belief, going back to what you said, scarcity. Individuals are programmed that way, and they don't even understand why they hit a level and they can't go past that. A lot of times also, people believe they can't do better than their parents, so they won't let themselves surpass where their parents was or are, because they don't want to rock the boat and they don't want to cause conflict within the family unit. And that's just a belief that can be changed, because most parents want you to do better than what they did. Most of them really, really desire that. The parents want to be happy for their child's success. And so, going back to recoding or neural encoding or neural re encoding ourselves, it's important to learn how do you change the program? How do you update the iOS or the operating system? So, Eric, I want to turn it back over to you and ask you what are some key strategies to update the operating system?
Yeah, great question. So in that operating system here, now, and oh my gosh, when you were saying, sorry, I got to pause here because as you were saying that, does money grow on you? I'm dying because that's exactly the same things that my parents said to me. And then as my kids were in this space with me, I'm like, what am I, an ATM machine? And they would just look at me, and go, yeah, pretty much. Here you go. Here, open your mouth. Let me stick the card in. I'm like, no, no. So going back to how do we download this information? How do we upgrade our systems? Well, for me, it comes down to a couple of really key things here. Is truly understanding what I want.
Mhm.
If I'm understanding that to be very clear what I want, I'm going to go back to my belief system. Are my beliefs in alignment with where I want to go? Is there any change that needs to happen here? And this is where I look at, there's a space and a gap, or a gap between where I am in my belief system, where I want to go, and in between there is where my awareness is going to be challenged. My awareness is going to be in check, and I am going to do everything that I can with aligning what I'm thinking and feeling and challenging it. Because when I challenge what I'm thinking and feeling, I'm not going to believe every stupid thought that comes racing through my head, or every emotion that pops up that's going to change me to be going, oh, right? And now I'm getting all emotionally charged over something. Maybe it's something from the past, maybe it's something in the present, maybe it's fear of the future, whatever that is. So I've got this gap, and I want to begin building consistency in the challenge in my awareness to understand what I'm thinking and feeling and begin to close this gap so that awareness speed gets faster and faster and faster. So a thought comes in, is it true? Yes or no? Get out. Is this feeling true? Yes or no? I'm going to validate it, understand it. Why is it there? Where is it from? Okay, do I keep it or no? Boom, send it. Keep it. Yes, I got it. And so when I build in that speed, this is where now my downloads of information that I'm upgrading in my iOS, my memory card, my graphics card, all these systems now are high vibing speed, of which I don't need to take a long time to go, well, I don't know. And I'm going to sit in my own poopy diaper now, and I just made a mess, and I don't know what to do with all this. I want to get clean. I want to get boom. I want to get moving. I want to get going. I want to get on it because I understand where I am and where I'm going and how I'm going to get there.
Yes. Yes. I love that, love that, love that. So you said so much there. I'm like, oh, I'm trying to keep up. Just trying to keep up. You mentioned choices, though. The important thing is we have choices. And so when you talked about questioning your thoughts, that becomes a choice. When you learn how to question your thoughts and get curious about, okay, is this true? No, it's not true. So now what do you do when you determine, okay, no, now it's not true? You got to reframe that. You got to reframe that to what is true or what you desire to be true, because that is the key right there. Once you know what it is that's not true, what you desire, or what is true, then you start moving in that direction. And then the other thing that I want to point out is that it takes time. So you got to be compassionate with yourself because it takes time for you to change a habit. When you've been so deeply rooted or you have deep seated beliefs, it's not that you can just pluck it out in one instance and it's gone. You may have things come up over and over, but if you are aware, back to that awareness piece, then you can challenge that, like you said. Is it true? Is it absolutely true? If it's not true, if it's absolutely not true, then you need to, again, go back to that reframing. I love reframing because I think it's so important. And I love using the word yet. So if it's something you desire and you know that it may be a challenge to get, some things are a challenge to get, just frame it as I don't have it yet, or I am moving toward it, something to that effect. So let me tell you where I'm going with that, Eric, and then I want to turn it back over to you because our subconscious mind is running about 95% of everything that we do. And people, they do want to stay congruent with who they are, and that's where those initial core beliefs come in. And when you find yourself having trouble changing is because of those deep-seated core beliefs that you have that are deeply rooted or buried in your subconscious mind, and now you're trying to root those things out so that you can change that, so that you can do something different. So again, going back to, it takes time. So the way that you do it where you don't feel like you are lying to yourself is where you add those words yet, or where you add words to, for instance, if you know you're getting better and better every day, or if you know you're getting one step closer to your goal, you frame your affirmations in that way. I'm getting better and better every day because I get up and move, because I say my affirmations every day, because I see evidence around me that's showing me that I'm getting better and better every day and in every way. So you do that. And your subconscious mind believes that because you can see yourself moving in the direction that you want to move in. And what is more important about that is celebrating those small micro wins. And when you start celebrating those small micro wins, what you're doing, you're activating those feel good chemicals in your body. And those feel good chemicals, you want to feel them again. So the more you celebrate your small successes, which, hey, little successes add up to big successes, right? So the more you celebrate those small successes, your body wants that. Yes, yes, yes. You feel good about it. You crave that and you want to get up and do more and be more. And soon you will be seeing all the evidence around you to support everything you desire. Now, here's the key, Eric. I'm not talking about what Eric said, what I heard somebody else say. I'm talking about what I experience on a daily basis. I've had so many incredible things come into my life because I've operated from that standpoint, from those principles, and I've done the work. Our mentor, he says, physician, heal thyself. Listen, I have healed myself. I am that healthy self. So with that in mind, I'm going to turn it back over to you because I can feel myself getting excited, because what I know for sure is that when you apply the information works. And if you just pay attention to how you feel, what's going on in your life, the things that are being attracted to you. I, I got to say one more thing. When you are in alignment with who you are, when you are in alignment with what you want, because men do not get just what they want, they truly get who they are. And again, that goes back to that identity. Let me tell you, the phone will ring and you'll be like, well, how did they know that I was looking for that opportunity? Somebody will knock on your door. It was like, how did you find me? You'll be walking down the street and just through one word, you made the connection. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know for sure. All right. I give it back over to you. I'll turn it back over to you.
Oh, listen, I could sit here all day listening to you, Dr. Michelle. This is just gold, 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 gold. Listen, man, you brought up so many of important pieces to what we're discussing here today, especially with the conscious and subconscious mind, right? And when I begin to reframe, that is going to rewire my circuitry in what I'm thinking and feeling, right? And I love that you used the word yet. I love that you said to be gentle with yourself, to give yourself grace, to give yourself forgiveness, to give yourself extra love, to know when take a deep breath and pause sometimes, and when to really hit the ground running at 100 miles an hour, whatever you need to do in that. I again, we've been talking about the identity and awareness, and one of the Facebook users just said identity and awareness of that identity. Very well put, and I totally agree with that. The praising of ourselves, so intentional to do that, even in the tiniest things, as you said, right? You and I both have identity statements. My identity statement is I'm a champion of power, hope, energy, and love. I'm a champion of power, hope, energy, and love. That is my identity statement that I say to myself every day. And when I praise myself, I do what my mentor taught me is to reach up, pat myself on the back. And in my mind, I can still hear my grandfather's voice. Way to go, champ. Way to go, champ. He's no longer here with us on earth, but I know someday I'm going to see him again. And I hope that when I come running up into his arms, I'm going to hear that. Way to go, champ. Welcome home. And I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that reunion. It's going to be beautiful. Think of some things with in our conscious and subconscious mind. Sometimes we think of this as all those tabs that are open on your computer. All of this stuff running in the background. Your computer's continually downloading that. Is that stuff that needs to be opened? Is that stuff that needs to be closed? Is that stuff that's serving you? If it's not serving you, get it out of your subconscious mind so it's not looping every 90 seconds. If I'm telling myself I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, and my identity, my belief about myself is I'm never going to have this, I'm not going to do this, I'm a loser, I'm never going to, and all of that keeps running in the background, how are you going through your day? Right. You are going to be absolutely miserable, and you can't wait for the weekend just to become a couch potato and not do anything with your weekend and dread Monday morning. That is not the life that we were intended or created to live.
Yes.
So in those identities, if you need to start rewiring what you think and what you feel about yourself, we would encourage you to start writing down some words in your belief about where you want to go in your life. I am a champion of power, hope, energy, and love. What are your words that you would connect for you that you can begin to believe and upgrade your internal operating systems to be those words of which intentionally are your words to create the life that you were intended to live and were created to live here for? What would those words be? And I want to encourage everybody around the world that are listening to this or catching replay to take some time over the next couple of days is just to make some lists of words. Make some lists of words. What are you connecting with? What are you feeling? What are the words that are speaking to you? Love, joy, energy, compassion, peace, amazing, mother, father, identities. What would encompass that identity for you? And then begin to construct it into something of which you are proud to say and look at that every day and say, I am a champion of power, hope, energy, and love. And that is who I am. And I'm walking out the door every day and I am bringing that to the world.
Yes, so
That is
good.
my psychology. That is my
So
psychology.
good.
My belief about myself, my belief about others around me, and the belief about the world. I am bringing that to the world. Now, let me give you a little example about what this looks like, because it might freak you out when you start getting into that space and place, right? I have taken the time to learn and grow and understand myself in this space of awareness, in this space of identity, right? And I'm faster and faster and faster and faster at it all the time until I've got these thoughts and feelings that come in and out, in and out, and I let them go. And I don't let them open tabs and download stuff all day. So here's what it is. I walked into the grocery store the other day, going to one of my favorite checkout people, and she's absolutely amazing, wonderful, beautiful soul, and I just love her to death. And she's checking, she's going through and getting me all squared away, and she looks at me and says, "What can you tell me about today?" And I knew then in that moment I'm a champion of power, hope, energy, and love. I was meant to be there in that moment to help her in something that she needed to get through her day, that something was not right in her alignment. And so I
Mhm.
just very, very quickly and briefly, in line with her, I just said, today, as you're looking around the grocery store, all this is a facade. All this is a facade. This is not real. You are real. And to focus in on you, to focus in on your energy, to focus in on your alignment, to focus in on your thoughts and your feelings, so that you can create the peace that you need to love you today, regardless of what's going on around you. You are seeing things around in this grocery store. Today, it's a facade. Today, you focus only solely on you. You're checking out stuff. You can smile at people, you do what you do, and you focus on you. And let me know how it goes. And so the next time I go in there, I'm gonna check in back with her and see how she did with that. This is what Dr. Michelle and I are talking about in understanding where that alignment happens in thinking and feeling and the impact in our identity and our psychology and aligning that mind and heart space to really become this amazing creature that we were created to be. Dr. Michelle.
So good. So good. So I want to impress upon everyone that you are creating with your I am. You are creating with it. So let's break that down a little bit more. So I stands for I, meaning you. The A in am stands for the word am. I am. And the M in the word M stands for manifesting. So, your I am, you are manifesting those things into your life. So, you must be careful. And I'm going to use the word must in this case of what you put behind I am. So, when you're crafting those beautiful statements, think about this. You want to use empowering words. You want to use words that's going to pull you forward into the life that you desire. Now, the reason why I said that is because if you know this, you will be able to create and manifest things in your life that you never imagined would come into your life. Because what you focus on actually will grow. There's this part of our brain that's called the reticular activating system, and it brings to the forefront everything that we pay attention to. Like if you're in a crowded room and someone calls your name, even though they may not be talking to you, but when they call your name, you instantly start looking around the room because you hear your name, because that is how our brain works. Now, I said all of that to say when you're crafting that statement, don't use words like, I'm a great problem solver. Because if you say I'm a great problem solver, guess what? You're going to have all kind of problems in your life, right? You're going to see problems for you to solve, right? If you say, you know what? Even this is not what the I am, but if you say I pick my battles, I choose my battles, guess what? You're going to be having a lot of battles in your life. So, I just brought up those two examples to say you must be deliberate and intentional when you are saying what your I am is about or who you desire to be. You know, I am a champion. I am brilliant. I am bright. I am energy. I am full of love and light. I am an outstanding peak performer. I'm a dynamic life transformer. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I educate and I inspire individuals to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. So if you listen to my words there, I'm putting life giving words behind my I am. So you want to speak life, if you will, over your life. You choose your words carefully. So that's the best way I know how to say that, Eric. I wanted to point that out because as people are crafting that, they need to understand you want to use empowering language. so that you don't have things showing up in your life that are disempowering. You're like, this I am stuff or these affirmations or what have you, this stuff is not working. My life is worse than what it was before I start saying I am this, that, and the other. And that has happened to many people because of the words that they're using. So I'm going to turn it back over to you, my friend.
Yeah, so true. Thank you for that explanation. For that was very much needed to take it deeper. And so thank you for that. Yeah, the words are super important for that because yeah, if I'm walking around, I'm a loser, baby. Why don't you kill me? No, that's not what we're taking out to the world. Okay, that's a song. Do not take those lyrics and incorporate that into who you want to be. That's not, no, I want to choose those words carefully. So, all joking aside, if you feel that something's not right in those words, change them.
Change them.
Keep
Yeah.
going until you connect to that or those groups of words or those phrases or those lyrics that you are going to connect to and tap into to say, yeah, this is it for me. Okay, give yourself that time. You might need to create a handful of words from your list of words and set them aside and look at them and continually look at them over the course of a couple of days until you're like, yeah, I'm really solid with these, and then construct that into that phrase. So I love that you talked about that. Thank you so much. Now, I do want to understand a little bit here with us as to how we incorporate this into, let's say, families, right? Because you guys know Energetic Life Now, I am a teen parent family coach and the Empowered Family Network. You guys know I'm a coach there. This is what I embody to model.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I embody to model. My kids know this. They see it, they hear it, they understand it. This is how I communicate with them, right? If I'm looking at this triangle that Dr. Michelle talked about, self, others, the world around me, those are my three main focus areas. I first am dealing with self, right? Physician, heal thyself. When I'm dealing with my family, others, this is what is happening in my unit, my family unit here. Then I can go out to others, the world around me. That's the people in the grocery store. That's the people that I meet on the street. That's the people that I come in contact with, or wherever it is. Right? I model this. I embody this, and I engage it for myself in a way that this energy, this magnetism, is flowing.
Yes.
Right? And magnets attract.
Yes.
Right? And these energies attract. So even if Dr. Michelle and I are on different frequencies of energies, after a few minutes of talking to each other, we are both right here. And because we know each other so well, it happens super quick. We're like, yes, it's Dr. Michelle. And she's like, yes, it's Eric. And we start going a mile a minute, right? Because like we are here. This is how we are in real life when we see each other and we're hugging and we're high-fiving and we embody this and we bring that energy, we bring that vibrational energy together so that now this magnifies and increases everywhere that we go.
Yes.
And so Dr. Michelle will tell you, I go, you said you're in Alabama, she's on a road trip and speaking somewhere. I'm running around here and I'm at school and the kids are coming up to me and they're like, they don't know why they're high-fiving me. They don't know why they're calling me bestie. They're right and making the heart signs. Hi, bestie. They don't know why they're doing that. They don't understand it. I know why.
Yes.
It's because I am embodying this. I am giving this out to everyone that I meet, everyone that comes in contact with me. So this is what we're talking about here with mind and psychology and the mindsets, the belief system, the identity, and the awareness, and bringing this into, I don't know how to say it, maybe the complete human package. something of that nature. We'll call it that. We'll call it that for now. The complete
I like
human,
it. I like it.
right? Because if I'm embodying this, and I don't know why I'm making a circle here, let's discover why I'm making this. Maybe this is like, I don't know. I made like a circle here.
It has no ending. It has no
There it
beginning,
is.
no ending. It's just continuous.
It's continuous. There it is.
Yes.
There it
Mhm.
is. So
Yes.
this is what we are going to challenge you with, is to take the time over the next few weeks here, or few days, to go into creating your own identity statement, your own I am. You've heard us say that, and Dr. Michelle is giving us all some really, really great insight on that. And write those lists of words, and really come to alignment with those words, and bring yourself into agreement that that is who you want to be.
Yes.
That is a beautiful, beautiful place, because as I'm looking at my I am a champion. Am I a champion? I am a champion. I want to be a champion. I will strive every day to be a champion. What am I championing? Power, hope, energy, love. That's what I'm bringing forth to the world. Dr. Michelle, what do you think?
I think that's beautiful. I think that's so beautiful. And I just want to remind people initially, if it feels funny, it's okay because you got to acclimate to it. And if you just keep going, you will acclimate to it. It's just like with developing any new habit. We like to talk about when you start learning how to walk. You don't just get up. I've seen this where a baby just got up and literally start running, didn't even walk, just start running. But the point of it being is that when you start walking when you're a baby, you start walking, you fall down. But do you stay down? No. You get right back up and you go at it again. And typically what happens is that when the baby falls and somebody's around them, they're like, "Yay, you walked 2 steps. Woo, yes, yes, yes," celebrating. And the baby loves that. And what happens? The baby gets right back up, tries it again. So the point that I'm making, celebrate yourself along the way, every step of the way. Know that in time, that identity statement is just going to become like you saying your name. Somebody asks you your name, Eric, what's your name? What's your name, Eric? Eric Stenlake.
I am a champion.
Yes, it'll just roll off your tongue like you're saying your name. So it takes time. So be patient with yourself and know that if you keep doing the work, you will acclimate. And that's what I tell myself when I'm learning something new. I remind myself, as long as I keep doing it over and over and over, that repetition, I'm going to acclimate. I'm going to learn it. It's going to become second nature, and all the evidence around me will show up. And so just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going.
I love it. This has been so much fun, Dr. Michelle. I love our conversations together. I wish we could do a 2-hour show. Dr. Michelle, tell us where everybody around the world can connect with you.
Yes, connect with me. I have my own TV show, Elevate Your Life. You can do a Google search on me, Dr. Michelle Odette Green or Michelle Odette Green. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I am on YouTube. I have a website, successinactioninstitute.com. Again, that's successinactioninstitute.com. Google my name, you'll find the website as well. I would love to connect with your audience. So there you have it.
Beautiful, beautiful. Dr. Michelle, thank you so much for being here. Truly appreciate it. I love you, and all the best on your trip, and in all your future endeavors. Friends and family around the world, thank you so much for joining us here on the Energetic Life Now show. You guys know where to find me on social media, whether it's under the Energetic Life Now or my new Facebook group, which I want to encourage everybody to come to, which is the Empowered Family Network. Anything related to families from birth to death, we are in it knee deep and having a blast. So over on Facebook, the Empowered Family Network, come hang out with us there. Thanks again, you guys, for being here. The show can also be heard on the Spanglish Radio Network. Check us out at spanglishworld.ca for all the news and programming. Spanglish World, watch it, hear it, read it, download it, and live it. Thanks, you guys, for being here. We'll see you soon.